Professional trust fund baby Donny Deutsch was on Real Time with Bill Maher, where he shared his uneducated opinion on Medicare for All. Watch.
Might be seen as a way to help more Americans.
I'll tell you one thing, though. You tell 160 million Americans that they can't choose their private insurance, you're going to lose an election.
Right.
And these people are smoking crack. You know, forget about not even being able to pay for $34 trillion. My grandfather was a cop, okay, and my mother was a school teacher, and they worked really hard to put me in a position where I can buy the kind of insurance I want. And if I can't, or the people on this panel, I can't buy it for my children, we are going backwards. We're fucking Denmark, okay?
All right. I don't even know. I don't even know what to say. So, I mean, there's everything he says there is wrong. Everything. First of all, being in Denmark would be a huge improvement for Americans. So, like, saying that, oh, we'd be Denmark, that would be good. So, it's amazing the bubble this guy lives in. This professional trust fund baby, which we'll get to in a minute here. Him saying, oh, forget we can't pay for it. I mean, $34 trillion. A libertarian study actually showed that over 10 years, Medicare for All would save $2 trillion. $2 trillion. Canada currently pays or spends half of what Americans spend on healthcare, and we have healthcare guaranteed to us. I'm a Canadian. We have a single payer system. It's fantastic. What else can I say? So there's a reason why all these countries have moved to universal systems. I mean, clips like this, you know, in 10, 20 years, once Americans have Medicare for All, and I think you will get Medicare for All, once you have it, clips like this are just going to seem so crazy, because you will recognize, if you don't recognize already, how completely out of touch the media and idiots like this were. I mean, Donny Deutsch is a advertising executive, and he's called on political shows to give his opinions. This guy inherited his money. Let's get to some of that. So Donny Deutsch's net worth, he's an American advertising executive and television personality who has a net worth of $200 million. $200 million. And no, he did not earn this himself. Donny Deutsch joined his father's advertising firm in 1983, and in 1989 was handed full control of the agency and became chairman. Deutsch renamed the agency Deutsch Inc., and later sold it to the Interpublic Group of Companies in 2000 for $265 million. This selfish jerk doesn't want you to have health care. He's worth over $200 million. He does not want you to have health care. He's afraid of Denmark, where society is a little more equal, and people like him don't get to ride off the coattails of their parents. It's unbelievable how disconnected from reality this idiot is. Now, this is also the same guy who, months ago, I did a whole video on this. Donny Deutsch said he would support Trump over Bernie before being cut off by Morning Joe because he realized how bad that sounded. Watch.
Because this is how dangerous socialism. I find Donald Trump reprehensible as a human being, but a socialist candidate is more dangerous to this country as far as the strength and well-being of our country than Donald Trump. I would vote for Donald Trump, a despicable human being.
No, you won't.
Let me tell you
Stop
something.
yourself.
Let me correct myself. Thank you, Joe. Thank you. You always help myself.
You will never vote for a bigot, a guy that's made bigoted statements for the past 3 years.
Joe, thank you for correcting me. I stand corrected that. I will be so distraught to the point that could even come out of my mouth if we have a socialist, because that will take our country so down. And we are not Denmark. I love Denmark. You know, that's not who we are.
He always goes back to Denmark. What do you have against Denmark? We are not Denmark. That's not who we are. That isn't an argument. That's not an argument for anything. Like, what does that even mean? Professional trust fund babies like this really have no idea. Bernie Sanders is the compromise. People are going to storm the gates if you don't have an actual transformation with a president like Bernie Sanders. So Bernie Sanders is the compromise. It's Bernie Sanders or it's people storming the gates. Choose one. And Donny Deutsch absolutely 100%, when Bernie Sanders is the nominee against Donald Trump, Donny Deutsch will absolutely vote for Donald Trump. Him and rich assholes like him will vote for Donald Trump over Bernie Sanders because they care more about their pocketbook. They care more about their wealth than they do about the American people because they are not Americans. They are traitors. They are horrible people, and they don't want you to experience any bit of the kind of life that they enjoy because they inherited their life, and they have no idea what actual people have to deal with.